7 New Year's resolution mistakes that you may be making that you shouldn't be making.
Right now, today, this month.
I want to just say something right now, okay? I know that it's the new year and so many people are like, I ain't gonna eat no more Kentucky Fried Chicken
New
buckets.
year, new me.
Hell yeah.
One of my friend came on December party and he had a hat on and he's like, New Year, Jew me.
It's so bad I don't even want to laugh. I never want to laugh.
It's fun.
Did you have it was like a full Jewish hat?
Yeah.
That's so good.
New Year, Jew me. Anyway, so why are people...
Stay close to me, man. We gotta stay in the camera view, bro. That's better.
Sorry guys, our budget is it's expanding slowly.
That was good. I like that. I was expecting that was a good turn ball. You let them know that we are actually growing. See, that's how you do it, guys. You grow just like you should be doing.
This is how you do. This is how you do it.
It's
All right.
Friday night.
Let's get people will get annoyed. Let's get to the point. All
I
right.
don't want to get to the point. I want to get people to the point that they want to get to. So let's talk about the 7
all right.
deadly, unforgivable sins that you shouldn't do if you don't, okay, or if you do actually want to achieve your goals, your 2021 goals.
Yeah.
Firstly, what's the whole thing about New Year's resolution, son? Tell us why it's good, why it's bad.
I think it's like the granddaddy of all Mondays, first of all. That's why.
Oh my God.
It's the biggest Monday of the whole year because people are like, oh, when the new year comes 1st of January, I'll be a new person. I'll do everything great, and by the end of this year, I'll have $1 trillion in my bank account.
I love it. I used to have like a joke back in the days with my mate. Funny enough, that's when I was also what I would consider the guy that would do that legitimately at the same time would be New Year, New Me. Oh my God, world, watch out, who's coming? But you know what I mean? I didn't do anything about it. It was just an ambition that lasted 3 weeks. Granddaddy Monday. I like that. Yeah.
So a lot of people make these resolution. Well, some even don't even make it. So kudos to the one who actually make it. 'Cause that's a lot better than...
We ain't canning you, by the way. We just want to help to actually, get you to what you want. Because most people get the idea of starting, but again, it's just a fad. We don't want it to be a fad. We want it to be like an ongoing, cycle to whatever your goal is.
Sort of like New Year resolution is not the right term to... Like, it should be just like 6 months planning, 3 month planning, and then you see where you want to go.
Everyone has before we go on, I know we're going to get to the points which are super important and you need to listen. The one thing I do want to mention, what you just said, I super agree, is I think, a lot of people get like this whole fad idea and you can become actually an extremist to go, oh, New Year's resolutions are rubbish. Yes and no, yes and no, yes and no. Thing is, it's a good pit stop to know where am I going now. Whether it's on the day of New Year's or it's in the middle of the year, it's just a good time to reflect back and say, hey, where am I? What do I need to do?
Yeah.
But in saying that, what does that mean? That's number one. It means you don't have a plan, right?
Yep, no plan. If you have no plan, you don't know the map, you're not going anywhere.
Best saying I've ever heard. If you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there.
That's it.
So what does that mean exactly? Does it mean... it means that if you don't know where you're going, you can go in any direction you'd like, and you will go in any direction you like, and you will get nowhere because you're going everywhere because you don't know where you want to go.
That's something very ambitious people struggle with too, because they're doing we still do so many things, but we try to align them so like they go in a synergy, but
exactly.
There's so many people trying out so many things, and it's like if you travel south 1 kilometers, then south 1 kilometer, north 1 kilometer, east 1 kilometer, west 1 kilometer, you end up being at the same place. Whereas someone who just travels south 2 kilometers, he's farther away and ahead in front of you.
Just doing circles.
So that's why the direction.
That was good.
That's how it works. But I did south on the right. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
So that's the thing. Like you need to know where you're going. Like those benchmark landmarks, they help you align yourself and your goals and where you're going. If without a plan, you just can think in 6 months, I'll have $15,000 $30,000, $60,000, but you have no plan to get it, it's not gonna fall from the roof.
100%. I think it's just the plan doesn't have to be extensive. It doesn't have to be like, this is the blueprint. If you follow every single step, you will make it. It's more, hey,
Ty Lopez.
I wanna Ty Lopez, just here in my garage.
Just in my garage with a Ferrari.
So I mean, it's like it's as simple as, hey, all right. I always love to use the same example: physique.
Yeah.
Everyone always relates. I want to lose weight. Great. What's your plan? Okay, I just want to eat healthy. It's not a plan. That's a good intention. What's your plan? All right, plan may be, do you know what? I'm going to find a coach if you don't know what to do. If you do know what to do, I'm going to eat X amount of calories. I'm going to train X amount of days, and I'm going to do this for so long until such and such, and I want to get 5 kilos of muscle mass. I want to lose this much body fat. You've got a plan.
Yeah. I think this coach thing also is like something I get really pissed off about, because people don't want to invest in themselves with a coach. And I know I didn't do it myself because I was looking at YouTube and learning from other people. But now if I have to go back, I'll be like, not much time I wasted, energy I wasted. I would have literally paid someone that's nothing money to go that much far ahead in your goal. Then you waste like 3 years. Like I got my physique that I wanted in like 4 or 5 years of time, which I would have got in 3 years, 2 years of time if I was doing the right, getting the right coaching.
You collapse the time, don't you?
Yeah.
It's like me, man. I'm constantly, not that we're getting into that today, but that's another time. I think this is actually another good topic. Why you should pay for a coach. I show people, so many people I see, and I know I'm like, man, I'd love to help you as much as I could, but I have my time and I can't give you my time for free because, well, look, I have to do other things with it, right? So as much as I can help you, there's only such a limit. Pay me and I'll be one-on-one. I can devote time to you, but I see so many things. I'm like, dude, here's the issue, you know what I mean? Because like they always tell me about what they want to do, and I'm like, go find a coach. Not me, someone, anyone, right?
Yeah.
Just don't. But anyway, number 2 is you've got a goal, okay? You've got a New Year's resolution, but you don't have a compelling reason strong enough to really get you there. So
Why do you need that money? Why do you need that promotion? Why do you need that car? Like
why?
What's the why?
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 I mean, like I always.
Why do you
give
have to
the
make
example.
everything like?
What are you gonna say, son?
No.
You can't say. You're gonna be impolitically correct, guys. Gotcha. I got you, boy. You know, like if you don't have a compelling reason, which is what I tell people, it's like, hey, okay, you want to lose weight. Now, if your goal is because your compelling reason to lose weight is, hey, I want to fit into my Gucci Armani shorts for when I go to the beach.
Ooh.
I don't have to have those. You know what I mean? But
I
like,
don't know
that's not
either.
a strong enough goal. But if your goal is, example, doesn't have to be this strong. I want to make sure that I live to an age where my kids see me happy. I can play with my son. I can play with my daughter. Like, that's important, right?
Yeah.
So in other words, something that is important enough to drag you through mud, through shit, through sleepless nights, through rough, hard work, blood, sweat, and tears, and still keep you there because you know it's important enough to continue.
Yeah.
If you don't have a reason strong enough to make you continue regardless of how tough it is, you're already starting off on the wrong foot. So that's definitely deadly, unforgivable.
I'm thinking of the song with the reason. Give me a reason why. I think something like that.
I'm thinking of a song, Give Me a Reason for Being Low.
Nah, is this?
That's why I was confused.
No, something.
Sonny and I read each other's minds, but today we
Anyways, let's move to
number.
So number 3 is like, this is so important, which everyone keeps forgetting. Even the most optimized person is not having a schedule. You never made a schedule. You have a goal, you have a reason, you don't have a schedule. That's not gonna get you much far because you're not gonna utilize your
I was
days.
thinking of an ad. You got a door, you got a gym. The way you started. You know the ad? You got a door, you got a gym. The way you started, it's like, you don't got a schedule, you don't got a...
I haven't seen that.
Go on.
Anyways, so if you're not optimizing your every day, you didn't optimize your whole week, you didn't get that much done which had to be done this week. So it's gone to the backlog of the next week, and then that all week goes to the next week.
Yeah.
And in like 2 months, you'll have so much backlog to do if you want to achieve your goal that you won't be able to finish anything. So if you're not optimizing and well, scheduling every day, pretty much you have to schedule, because some things don't get finished a day before. So you have to do them next day, and you have to fit in. And that's how you will actually be very much more, what do you call, very careful with your time. If someone's calling you and you know they're going to chat blah, blah, blah with you, 2 to 4, you have to do something else.
That's right.
They calls you at 1:50, this person's going to speak too much and you have schedule, you don't pick up. So it just comes in. Whereas if you don't have a schedule and you're like, oh, I have to do this, but I'll do it whenever, then you pick up. So schedule helps you stay on that track.
So let's make it practical, because I totally and 110% agree, because we wrote this, didn't we? You got a schedule is as simple as, I'm going to the gym at 2 p.m. That's your schedule.
Yeah.
What's your goal? Your goal is, number one, your plan is to, you'll lose weight. So your plan is to
Look like a
exercise X amount of
sick-
days. You've got your compelling reason. Now you've put the plan in action. Okay, I'm gonna train every day, X amount of days.
Like a
2 p.m.
motherfucker.
I'm on Let's not get to that track, because we're gonna waste time. All right, and so
Rob Bailey,
really,
love him.
Rob Bailey. I like, yes. I'm gonna sing a song now.
He's vegan though.
Stop the podcast.
Crickets.
Hold on.
I know he's like, I like him. Anyways,
Right. What we were getting to was, scheduling doesn't have to be, oh my God, I've got every single minute of the day done. But hey, if that one single goal you have is to achieve this amount of money, or do, lose that amount of weight, or learn those things, then set a time on what days you want, what days per week. I'm going to devote 3 hours a week, every day, 3 days a week, maybe 1 hour each time, to learning and educating myself. And so I'm going to do that on Monday at 1 p.m, on Wednesday at 6 p.m, and on Friday I'm going to do that just before work. But when you have the schedule, you'll do it. And number 4 comes down to your goals are not measurable. So in a way, it's somewhat similar to the first one, but it's also not. And by not measurable, it's you don't have a real goal.
it's sort of like if you say you want to look good, but you didn't actually put a tab on it, like, I want to see this much increment in my body, I want to lose this much fat, I want my waist to be this much. Or if you're talking about, I want to have more money in my bank account, but you didn't put a number on it, how much more money you want. Or if you're thinking about, I want to create 2 more sources of income, but you didn't count, like, is it going to be 1, 2, how many sources of income and how you're going to do those. So it's not measurable. You can't measure those statistics. Like, if you want to grow your social media and you put 500 target for March and you're not assessing it every day,
That's exactly
then
right.
you're not going to get that goal.
Let's make it so simple, because this is I hear this day in and day out, and in my mind I like it. Like, I had someone today say to me, I want to be better mentally, and I'm like, I pushed her. So I'm
Drugs.
like, clarify me exactly. What does that mean, man? I want to feel better. I want to look better. What does it mean? I want to be better mentally. I want to be maybe, some people say I want to be healthier. And I'm like, fantastic. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. What does healthier mean to you? What's the scale? How do you know?
Yeah.
Maybe it's here's how you make healthier a measurable goal. I don't know what it means to be healthy for you. So maybe your goal is, if I say, well, how do you want to feel out of 10 every day? And you're like, I want to feel like a 9 out of 10 every day. Well, how do you feel now? A 3? Okay, cool. So your goal is to do what it takes to work up to a 9 out of 10. So once you're at a 6, hey, I'm still feeling healthy, but I didn't get to my 9 yet. So this is my measurable goal. When you're at that stage, it's measurable. You've hit it. So on. Pretty simple? Don't burp again on my podcast. You want to lose weight?
Natural.
This is how much you want to weigh, okay? Don't say I want to get skinnier. Don't say I want to get smarter. What the heck does that mean? I want to get smarter in marketing. I want to get smarter in, learning how to speak to people, communication. Make it specific. Make it measurable. Okay?
Niche it down.
Niche.
Niche is where it is.
Just like my niche always says.
And the next one, it is going to go, if you have your measurable goal, then only you can be accountable. Like, if you don't have a measurable, it follows up with the first one. You have to have an accountability system. So, like, in 6 months, you said you're going to have lost certain 16% body fat.
Let's 15 kilos.
15 kilos. You want to lose 15 kilos. So if you're not measuring every month how much you've lost this month, how much you've lost this month, you're not accountable to yourself, like how much you are making the progress, and if you're lacking behind, what else you need to do and fix those things. Can be also in monetary terms, like if you want to save 20,000 in 6 months, and every month you're seeing like,
Yeah.
did I spend too much money somewhere else? I'm more like, where can I do more? Where can I put some more money? Where can I get some more money in? So that's the accountability. So accountability is super important, and that comes in with a measurable goal. You can only measure your accountability with a measurable goal. Like if you don't have a measurable goal, you cannot do it.
Exactly. So really what he's saying is that an unforgivable sin is to not have an accountability system, because you don't
It's
have
like a solid waste of time. All that effort putting in, and then you never checked up on it. Maybe you could have optimized it and got more done.
100%. Oh, 110%. Like my example, I put someone on a plan, okay? My cousin, put him on a plan. He came down New Year's, we ate our food together, and he goes, I'm not eating much around you. And I'm like, why? And he's like, I just not around you because I know you're my coach, And I kept him accountable without even saying a word. Just the fact that he knows he told me his goal, he's paid me to coach him. He's staying there next to me. I'm keeping him accountable. I'm not even saying a damn word. So your accountability system. My your accountability system can be anything. But it cannot be accountability with someone that won't even keep you accountable, someone that you don't even respect enough to say, hey, I'm telling them because I know they're a person that does it. It has to be someone that puts you in a little bit of fear. And my cousin has a little bit of fear with me, not in a bad way, in a good way, where he respects me and says, hey, Jezza is someone I don't want to disappoint. So you want someone you don't disappoint. That can even be you.
Yeah, you can be you. What more people don't do it, but you can do free accountability. Go and share on your social media and say, I'm gonna post every morning, guys, when I'm training, or whenever I'm studying, I'm gonna post it here, and then people actually do follow up with you, and like if they're used to seeing your thing, they're gonna message you and say,
That's right.
like, oh, you haven't trained today. I haven't seen you post in 2 days. Like if you post after a gap, they'll message you. So you have no one, you have people keeping you accountable.
Make a poll on your social media, make a post, and say your goal, and say who's going to keep me accountability, yes and no. And you might get out of 3,000 followers, because you're not popular. No, I'm kidding. You might get 5 people, you might get 2 people, but those 2 people are people that now you can check in with every week and say, hey, I said I'll do this, I've done this week, or I haven't.
Yeah.
Create a group, which basically, all of the whole theme of everything is basically tracking, knowing what you got to do. And so that comes to number 6, okay? It is absolutely unforgivable if you don't have a daily task checklist. A daily task checklist is as simple as you saying, I want to achieve my goal. In order to achieve my goal, I have to do this and I have to do that. And so a daily task checklist is the work that you have to do today, tomorrow, every day, that when you keep doing it on and on and on and on and on, and again, it's always exercise. It's never just random. It doesn't happen at once. You don't become a millionaire at once. You don't become skinny at once. You don't become muscly at once. But by doing it every day and consistently, you get there, right? So by you not having a daily checklist to say, okay, I worked out today. Okay, I learned 1 hour today on YouTube. Okay, I've done, an hour of financial education. Okay, I've saved $50 today, and I'm going to use that to learn and invest in this stock.
Yeah. I think not to be confused with scheduling. Daily checklist is very close to scheduling, but it's a bit different because daily checklist is something that will be more hybrid. It might be the same things, most of the time same things, but they'll be changing, and sometimes you'll be studying at 8 p.m., sometimes it'll be 7 p.m. because you have something else to do, have to go somewhere else. So it might be changing, but a schedule is something you fix it. But daily checklist helps you finish off those small things which is not in your everyday schedule. Like maybe training is your everyday schedule, but you have to send an important email, or you have to finish off a 30-minute course which is not on your schedule, but it is on your schedule of learning. So you can. So it's like more niched of your checklist.
So it's not the one thing. It's not the routine base. It's something that's going to help regarding that. So if we still want to go in the same way, like you said, hybrid. Okay, so because it's not your schedule, you can't work out 7 days a week. We know that's not healthy. But maybe the goal today
what are you talking about? You can totally work 7 days a week.
You can, but you'll get sick after a while. Okay?
No, you'll be fine.
Stop, son. You gonna confuse our listeners, man.
Oh no, okay, you can't.
You can't. All right. You can. Not. So, maybe the daily task checklist is meal prep. That's another thing getting you closer, right? So, make for damn sure you gonna get you checklist in number 7, son.
Is that you still hanging out with piece of shit? You're still hanging out with garbage. What they give you, when you go in the room, you smell garbage.
All I'm thinking about is the guy that I started this podcast with yeah.
Don't make me fucking punch you.
You've slapped me on this podcast before. Do it again. I'm going to do something different, boy. You haven't changed your environment.
Yeah, and that's a big one. Like, if you're trying to do... If you're going to be new year, new me, you're going to have to change the shit around you.
You got to change the environment around you, the people you're with, and you got to change the habits that maybe are surrounding you, okay, or habits that you're doing. If you, for an example, one just comes out simply. I always do that.
Rolling his head.
I don't know why I roll my head. I'm like a bottle
clockwise.
type of guy. You better if you ain't watching this on YouTube, get your ass on YouTube.
Hey, profanity.
Like, subscribe. Hey. Okay. So,
Everyone's getting banned these days.
Stop it. I want to chat.
Yeah.
I'm going to point to my boy.
Okay.
If you haven't changed your environment, guys, it's people. It's the workplace. It's the things that trigger you. Okay. If you know that, you're trying to quit, smoking, and you're hanging around your friends every Friday night, which are smoking, maybe in the first month you have to say no to them because you're not strong enough to quit.
Yeah.
And maybe, you know what? Maybe after that 1 month you realize, not because of smoking, not because smoking's bad. We know physiologically it is, but maybe, you know what I mean, being around those people trigger you to do other things you don't want to do. So you want to make sure you change whatever is it around you that pushes you to do something. So if it pushes you in a good way, obviously it's good. If it pushes you in a bad way, whether it's purposefully or not, then you have to start changing those things and the habits around you, because that is dangerous.
It's massive. And like the right surrounding can really keep you on track of all your goals, and the wrong ones can just let it fade away. Like in like 2 weeks, you'll be like, oh, let's party.
Put it this way. If you were doing all of the other right things, but you were not changing your environment, that one thing alone has so much power to drag you down and stop you. Because it is literally like saying you are going to run from one side, your goal is to run from one side of the country to the other, or side of the city to the other, and instead of being free to run and just battle the normal energies, you now have put a bungee jump rope tied to your waist to whatever location you started off at, which is constantly pulling at you and pulling at you and pulling at you.
Yeah.
And until you break free of that, you're always only going to have something pulling you back.
Yeah. I've seen the real example. One of my clients is very hardworking, and then I had to make an app for him, design and everything, and then he was ready to get investments in. He spoke to a company in Sydney, $600,000 he was getting invested in his company for equity, and like his design and everything was ready. He came, we did iterations, like he was very active coming to the studio and working and doing everything with me. But then the lockdown happened and he lives with like 7-8 other boys. And then I followed up with him after 5 months, and then after 2 more months and 3 more months, and then that project pretty much died because he's been playing games with them and just smoking and chilling with them because it's lockdown time and he's locked in that environment. Whereas I'm pretty sure if he was in a different environment, he would have kicked it off.
Yeah.
And then
100%.
it would have changed a lot of things. So, like, not saying like he's lazy or anything now, but it's kind of his fault, plus not his fault at the same time, because it's just whatever is surrounding him had changed him.
I like that. I want to actually say it is 100% his fault, but at the same time...
I wouldn't say 100%.
When I say 100%, it's not...
If he takes extreme ownership, yeah.
If you take the extreme ownership...
Yeah, then it's your fault.
That's what I mean. I don't want to take the guy and rattle him and say, dude, you're a dickhead. No, nothing like that. I like the fact that he's
great guy if you ever listen to it.
Yeah, 100%, man.
Have you, bro?
He's a good dude. What I mean by that is, like, I have things that I'm 100% responsible for, but I sometimes don't think about. I'm like, wait a second. I got punched in the face by a random guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's my fault because maybe I went around in an alley with people that
It's
I
your
saw
fault you were born.
looked aggressive, and I was born. So you know what I mean? If you're around people that put you in that direction, then you have to recognize that. But that's okay. Not everyone understands it, but now I hope you do. And so, do you know what? We gotta wrap this up.
Oh, 10, 9.
No.
Okay.
This are you walking away before we wrap it up? Sit down.
I'm the only one who knows the camera. This
Guy walks away
illiterate.
before we actually say goodbye to the camera. Say goodbye to the
I don't want to
face.
speak to anyone.
If you haven't already, subscribe to our podcast. Ask us questions. We've got our website running now.
And if you want to ask a question, jump on YouTube, put in the comment down there, and we have not a lot of people commenting, so we'll be replying.
We might be
For sure.
Maybe we'll see.
We'll see.
Go to the website SofaToSuccess.com, and you'll see at the bottom we'll have our sections. Ask us any question. Maybe it's related to the podcast. Maybe it's personal. You know, this is how we get more feed, so we know what you're after, because ultimately that's what we're building a community. And very shortly we're going to start accepting invites for our private Facebook group. And until then, guys, take it easy. Let me know, let Sonny know how you're going on your New Year's resolution, because if you don't do that, if you don't let us know, you're not keeping accountable.
Yep, we can be your free accountability managers.
Not free, but like, yeah.
Well,
we will.
you put on
Just
the,
message. All right,
you
take it easy.
greedy.
Ciao.
Ciao.